This is the time for the salvation of the heads of salvation. This is the time to die no more. The rain that came during the time of Noah, it didn't just start and it has started. First of all, there is what when it was drawing near, when the time was drawing near. First of all, when Noah goes into talking in that regard, like I told you, he's an angel of a church age. Simply means there are people, are you hearing me, that are with him, aside his family. Aside his family. Then also, at the time that was happening, people have, there's some quite number of the people in the earth. Are you getting it? You know, that's like the 10th generation from Lord Adam. I hope you know. Like I said, that Enoch was the 7th from Lord Adam. They wrote that Noah was the 8th, but Noah was not the 8th generation from Lord Adam. For the fact that the Bible said that Enoch was the 7th from Lord Adam, at least. So the father of Enoch is Jared. That's the father of Enoch. Then the father of Jared is who? Lamech. Then Jared is supposed to be the 6th, who gave birth to Enoch. So Enoch is the 7th. So that means Methuselah is the 8th. That's what I'm trying to say. So Methuselah is the 8th. Then the son of Methuselah is the 9th, which is Lamech. Are you getting it now? So Lamech then is the 9th. So Lamech gave birth to Noah, the 10th. Am I correct? So my point is this, that there is the church that Enoch led. Don't forget. And Enoch, oh God of mercy, Enoch transfigured. Like Enoch gained the launch into Jericho, was with the people. Enoch's wife were there. Enoch had the children. Enoch had the children. Not only Methuselah. He had children. Don't forget. So this matter, there are things that were not told you. It is something that is not enjoyable. If a man, like for instance, if a man gains launch into Jericho and then sees his children, or sees the mom of his children, or sees his brethren that didn't gain the launch alongside him. Are you getting it? Then he will be like telling them, this was what I was telling you then. Now the launch into Jericho has happened. Now look at this evidence. Look at that evidence. Look at this. Look at that. I'm sure that the man will not like it, even though he has defeated death. It does not mean he will rejoice over that people. Do you understand? You see? Now, my point is that that's what Enoch went through. Enoch gained the launch into Jericho without people that were listening to him. Are you getting this? So he did his eulogy of life well spent facing which people? He did his eulogy of life well spent, like Jude pointed to that, right? If I'm correct. That before he was taken, he said what? He has pleased God. Something like that. So he said that facing which people? I said I will share with you some of the drama. Some of the untold drama of the deluge. Now, to start with, they are in phases. There is the one that happened before the rain, the main rain, started falling. There are the ones that happened. Why there are the ones that happened when the rain has started falling. Are you getting it now? So when it comes to the drama, there is the prayer. That is the one that happened before the very rain, the main rain started falling. And then there is the second phase of it, which is the ones that started when the rain has what? Started. So let's go now. You see, Noah faced also a lot of experiences where the people he was supposed to be leading, where they are. It got to the point where many started unfollowing him. You know, there's that follow and unfollow. You know what I mean? So during that time that he will do what everyone that God gave church ministry, once that very church ministry has started, I mean, the divinely appointed time for the person will do what I'm doing now. He has what he must be teaching the people. Do you understand? He has that. That's still different from the coupling of the ark. You see? So that's why that one that the person has to do like this doesn't have to be on daily basis. Do you know every angel of the church is not supposed to hold daily mass? You know that daily service is not biblical. Do you know that? I'm not supposed to hold service every day. I'm not supposed to hold church service every day. God knows that there are activities in the earth. God knows that you will go to school. God knows there are other things that you will do. God also said we should keep the Sabbath day holy. And apart from what I've explained to you also, that the Sabbath pointing to the seventh dispensation there is still the seventh day. Is it not true? So it means it means that once in 7 days, the person should hold church service. Are you hearing me? The midweek service actually, that midweek is to buttress on what revelation that came the last Sunday. The revelation that came like the previous Sunday. So that midweek is like to buttress on it. It is me that came, and Sunday revelations comes. Wednesday another one comes. So that you see. So, like I was saying, Noah was keeping a gathering of people that he's supposed to be teaching the logos of the God of creation. Salvation has been what it has been. Salvation has been what it has been. It is not a certain way, a certain time, and then another way, another time. No. Salvation has been salvation. The assimilation of revelations that are Eucharistic, that can hurt Zoe cells, that has been what salvation is. I mean, you assimilate those revelations to the point where the Zoe cells hit their genome and so on. It's been what the good news is, that you can live and not die. Okay? So, but then let me leave that now, and like I said, and start and explain to you some things I think will help you. I think it will help you. By the time I'm like rounding up, you would have understood better why you needed to hear this. So, Noah, during his church ministry, got to that point where many people started unfollowing him. And what was this? What was like I told you that when it comes to like the pollination of a flower, what the butterfly has to play a serious role in for that to happen. You see, now in this sense, the butterfly is like that angel of the church. You see, who has what he must do. While the flower is like your body, your physical body. Why the pollen grains that has to go from anther to stigma is pointing to the revelations that's supposed to go, as in like come from that person, like from that butterfly, okay, from and then to a destination, to where it's supposed to get to for Zoe to be hatched, okay. You can see that stigma is still there. There's that stigma. So that stigma is pointing to something that is just like I told you about the very metamorphosis of a butterfly. You see what produced that same butterfly. He went through what? 4 different stages: egg, larva, pupa, and the adult butterfly, which is the imago. You can see. So I said that the very egg, aside the egg now, the larva and the pupa is a certain way. So it's like it is loathsome. You see, it's like it is detestable. Is it not it? It's like it is, it's not what people will like. It's a certain way in the eye. All of that is pointing to the stages your mortal body will pass through as is aging. The aging process of the mortal body. It is always that way. Imagine if you should see an elderly woman wearing a wedding gown. How will you see it? Okay, let me put it this way. Imagine if you see an old woman dressed with that kind of wear, that if you should see the person that wears it, the person is, and that's let's say like an old woman. Then the woman wears it, and then won't you feel like this woman is scattering, is spoiling everything? Won't you feel that way? You see? So that is to say that stages that is pointing to that detestable also. Are you getting it? Aging has it. Aging has that. Aging is an enemy. Aging is an enemy. Okay? To deck the bride or adorn the bride. Don't let aging do it. Aging will not adorn your body. Are you hearing me? You see that people that wrote that the gray hair is the beauty of old people. It's just like the Solomon I pointed to now. If there should be anything you point as beauty of aged people, you call it agelessness. Agelessness is the beauty of that person who has been in the earth many years in the earth and is ageless. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not the person that has been and then if some will even become bent a little like this. If he's now holding stick, the stick will help the thing to help him to now or her to now remain like this. Do you want to be moving this way? You see? So I want to go to the point now. I said that there are stages that deluge came with. There are certain things I want to explain here. That thing is this. Before the main rain, before one dropped like this, bam. That is the main rain. Before that happened, things that happened also. Some people, gradually, they were unfollowing Noah until it was now him and his family. But that all by the corner. Now, the point is this. Let's say a year to the time, like 1 year to the time that the rain will come. Do you get, like, let's say within 12 months before the rain came. The things I'm explaining now, that's when they started happening, okay? The one I want to talk about now, which is what? The kind of rain, R-A-I-N, the kind of rain that is deceptive. Have you heard about deceptive rainfalls? Have you heard about that? Deceptive rainfalls. Have you heard about it out there? That there is a rainfall called deceptive rainfall. Have you heard about it? I know I have said that before now, right? Have I said to you that the rain was deceptive? That's when the main rain that started falling. The main rain that was the rain was deceptive. But aside that particular rain, what I mean is that like a year before that time, there are things that started changing. Okay? Also, phrases like climate change. Climate change was in the earth. Especially in the mouth of impure hominid angel turned humans. Because they are still the scientists of that time. Are you getting it? Because of the fact that they are aliens, you know. So you don't have to look at that is the level of Western education in the earth at that time. You don't have to look at it. Are you getting this? Because the angel turned humans, impure hominid angel turned, you know, where they came from, automatically, you know that, being that they are heavenly citizens that came into the earth. Okay? So they are like belonging to a certain elite group. You know what I mean? They were coming from a heaven's world into a planet like this, you know. So don't forget what also led to the very Diluvial wipeout. That's mankind becoming an endangered species. That it was impure hominid angel turned humans that were marrying women, right? Or daughters of men. I hope you know. Thank you. So I jumped all of that. One has been happening years before the time. I hope you know. So the time I mean here is when, like the Ark of Noah has been coupled to, it had gone, like it's almost finished. He has gotten to that point where he started from down and again going up. He started coupling from down to up. You understand? All right. So, like I was saying, these people, they saw that a lot were changing. A lot were changing. That is, for instance, like rain. Like we have rainy season. Then we have what? Thank you. There's rainy season, there's drought. There's dry season. Like outside Africa. You have like summer, you have winter, you have autumn, right? And so there are different seasons, and they are all unique to themselves. Am I correct? Now, these things started changing. Did you get it? They started being affected. That's my point. Because it was not just about rain falling. Don't forget what I explained to you concerning the cosmos. I hope you have not forgotten. Have you? The deed of the impure hominid angel turned humans were terrible. They were terrible. They were bad. They were bad. So the very semen from an impure hominid angel turned human inside the body of 100% human, that is a girl or lady or woman, and then fertilizing an egg or eggs, and then the child will give him birth to. That was a terrible thing. That was a terrible thing. So there were anarchy in the earth. Are you getting it? And that has it has its scientific details. I mean, it has things that you can explain based on what is science. Based on what had happened. Like an impure hominid angel turned human. Even though he wears a physical body that looks like he's a human being, does not make him somebody who can, like death can happen to physical bodies of people that are here. And then their ghosts will go to where ghosts go to, that we know to be Abraham's bosom or hell. No, there's no provision for that. For an impure hominid angel turned human. You can see that's to show that God, who knows what will happen before it happens, and still didn't make that provision. That's to show that it was not accommodated. It is not what should happen under the sun. It is not good for the cosmic laws of this planet. There's a whole lot that is bad about it. And I have to save time, so I don't have to go into that. So the point is that a lot were changing for the bad. Changing from bad to worse. Gradually, okay? So as at the time, that is like a year to that time, that the rain will come. Now, the kind of rain that is deceptive started falling, which is this. Normally, it's not supposed that rain will fall everywhere in the earth. Rain is falling, and is falling at everywhere in the earth at the same time. Are you getting it? Anything like that is what caused it. Just like when I said that when Father Adam, when his ghost was ejected out of his physical body, it rained everywhere in the earth. That was a reason. Because physical body has a serious connection with the earth. You can see, that is the reason it could happen. Jesus of Nazareth's permanence, when his physical, or when he ejected himself, if I put it that way, like what they wrote as yielded up the ghost. When his ghost vacated his physical body, that was an earthquaker action. Are you getting it now? So there was an earthquake in the earth. Are you getting it? I hope you are understanding this. So it is not, they wrote it and then it looked like it was an earthquake in Israel. Like an earthquake in that very Israel. Like you hear earthquake, then it's so place. You wouldn't know. You only maybe watch it on television and they're telling you, oh, there was an earthquake. It's not that kind. This is the kind that we hit the center of the earth. You see how it is? It is not just that kind, that usual earthquake, not that kind. This one has still to do with what has to do with the very principal ancestor of the mankind race, okay, whose physical body has serious connection with the earth, which I've explained to you what that means. So Jesus stepped into his shoes, to do certain things. So that was also why it has to quake that way. Okay? Well understood. All right. So, my point is this, that things that were happening in such that it was no longer the usual way rain falls. That is my point. That is, like, for instance, it can get dark, so dark that you will feel, what, I mean, this kind of rain that has changed weather like this. You know, heavy rains change weather, change weather. Am I correct? So that kind that will change, like the weather, like the sun, like the sun, the rays of the sun, not sighted. You know that kind. When it would have been, if it is the side of the earth that will see their, like, morning and the noon and the afternoon is bright. Normally it's bright. Then it was no longer that way. So, like, these rays of the sun became so golden. So golden. If it was that time that like we have solar panels of today. Now the solar panels will be like, where is the sun that will charge them? Are you getting what I'm saying? The rays of the sun became golden at that time. 3 whole days of 24 hours per day can be with that kind of weather that is suggesting that this rain will really fall heavily. Are you getting it? Then after that, it starts dispersing and dispersing. That's the very weather we begin to, you know what I mean by disperse? That's in clear and clear and clear. You're like, what's this? I thought this like there's this heavy rain coming. You know that kind of thing. Then it didn't rain again. Okay? Then that's an example of what I'm saying. So when that was happening, when that kind of thing also was happening, people who are especially in the neighborhood where the great Noah was, don't forget that I told you where he did that was actually in this country, Nigeria. Is in this side of the earth. Yes, I told you the ark was coupled beside a river. And the name of that river is River Niger. That's the name of the river. That's why you see the country, the map of Nigeria. You see that wide diagram on the face of the map. It is not just ordinary. I mean, it's not just it's not what has no spiritual significance. Believe me. And that is why I keep telling the people, our Nigerians, that Nigeria is indivisible. You cannot cut that Y. Don't cut the Y from anywhere. If you go like this, you are cutting from the Y. If you go like this, you are cutting from the Y. Tell me how you will do it. How will you do it and you are not cutting from that Y? Lay! That Y is the first letter of the name of the God, of the Spirit, of the prophets. It is not just it's not just what was there and has no meaning. It came this way, and then from this way, then met at Lokoja and flew down. You don't have to try to divide Nigeria. Nigeria is indivisible. Nigeria is inseparable. Nigeria is a holy land. You want to cut from the hand? You want to cut from the hand? You want to cut from the leg? Don't try it. Don't try it. So what I'm trying to say here is this. There were days that the people, some of these, especially those that are within that neighborhood, they were like, is this the rain this person prophesied? Are you getting it? Like, when it will be that way for days. You understand what I'm saying? No, weather will change. And then it will be suggesting that there will be a very serious rain that will come. Are you getting it? Then they will be like, are you sure? Maybe this person is right. Maybe we should just go and find out from him more. Like, did you say that? So they will be doing that. Human beings. So they will be doing that, and then one day passes, the second day passes, let's say the third day. By the time the third day is completing, then the weather starts getting clear. Do you get it? That's like becoming clear again. And then they'll be like, please, didn't I tell you? Leave that person. Which rain? Which rain will destroy destroy everybody? Leave that person, please. I think he may have issues with his reasoning. So, it was things like that. But then, until, let me fast track it now, the very D-Day. I don't mean it didn't rain at all. I hope you are getting. I just fast tracked it. I mean the rains they were seeing happened to be the kind that is called deceptive rain. Simply means what we normally the way rain falls normally was no longer the way it was falling. It may just come when it was not expected. It didn't change weather and just come. Are you getting it? Then also when he changes weather seriously and he's suggesting that that's like rain, this rain will be a heavy one, no? And then after some time it will disperse. Like it will not fall again. Things like that. Are you okay now with this? Thank you. And then when the very D-Day, okay? Then what happened was this. That the weather changed also in the aspect of the sun. That's the sun, the rays of the sun. Like, I mean, what is called sunshine became, like I said, golden. From like a year to that time. Sunshine became golden. Do you get it? The sun, like, being shining so well. There is this, I told you about there's a reason, that's the sun will no longer give its rays in its in fact not just the sun. I mean there's what is like that was what was gradually I wouldn't call it eclipse because I know there are people that can fault that. What I'm trying to say is that the thing is in the air. The thing is in the air, up. Do you get it? That will not let the rays of, just like rain that wants to fall. There's the ozone layer. And that's what is, not that the sun rays is becoming dim. The sun has always been bright. I hope you know. The sun is a ball of gas, right? So it's been so bright. It doesn't go dim and then brighter or brighter. It is the rotation of the earth around her own axis and around the orbit of the sun that makes you see a time to be bright, a time to be this, and so on, right? So what I'm just trying to say here is this, that aside all of that, there is this one, that just like when it wants to rain, there is this thing that is like a canopy that will like cover a particular layer, a particular height, let's say the ozone layer. The point is this, when the day came, the rain didn't start baka, baka, baka. It didn't start that way. It started drizzling. It started what? It started drizzling. The rain started what? Drizzling. What does it mean when you say that rain starts to drizzle? What does it mean? It started raining little. It started raining little. But it was the so-called deluge. It started raining what? Little. That's how it started. And then, one thing is certain. That thing is that it was steady. It was no longer the one that will rain and then stop to start again. Do you get it? It started raining. But what I mean is that it started little. Little, I mean here, it started by drizzling. It started by drizzling. And then, it was steady. All right. Now, the first thing, like I told you that there are phases of it. The first one was that's before the very rain, was that the people were like, is this, and then, oh, no, it's not it. Is this, no, it's not, okay, that's the first one. Why the main one came when the rain has started. And at that time, Noah and both the animals and his family, they've all gone into the ark that he coupled. And the ark became short. So, then the first thing that happened will interest you. The first thing. I'm not giving it a name now, but when I explain it, you'll understand. Now, that thing is this. As he started, just few days after, it sent everybody, every A to Z, indoors. Everything that people were doing at that time was disrupted. People were like there were already businesses in the earth at that time. People were busy doing this, doing that, and so on. Marrying. The way we marry today. That is to say, not just that, not just marry, not just that kind. The kind of somebody's marrying and he wants people to notice. Wants to know that it's me. It's me that is marrying. You know that kind of a thing. So there were activities here and there until the rain came. When the rain came, it disrupted all of that and sent the people, all the people where? Indoors. That was the first. And then it continued. And continued. And continued. And continued. The next was, now what I'm explaining here is like that the people faced different stages or phases of disgrace and shame. The people faced different stages or phases of disgrace and shame. Contempt. Humiliation. People's iron will bowed. People's iron will what? Bowed. If you understand also when you say the Romans, look at that. You know, the Romans were represented by what? Iron. So there's such thing as the iron will of the Romans. And sometimes English, when somebody said to you, why is that a romance? It looks like it's the opposite. Because a romance is not supposed to be what I explained that way. Am I correct? Well, when you say the Romans pointing to people from Rome, then iron can typify them. There's such thing as what was like the iron monarchy. Am I correct? Pointing to Rome. You see. So the people, the thing that happened took the people through a journey through shame. A journey through shame, humiliation, and self-contempt. Humiliation, loathing, self-loathing, and so on, which I want to explain now. Like I said, the first stage, when the rain has come, chase the people into their houses for a reason. While the second one, the second phase or second stage, chased or forced out of the people were chased or forced out of their yards by the flood. That's another. They were chased inside when it started. Are you hearing me? Then after some time, they were forced out of their not just houses, but yards. You know what I mean by that? By the what? Flood. Flood. That's the second. No matter the status of the person. No matter the status of the person. People were forced or pursued from islands to mainlands. People that were living in the island. I know you'll be like, that time? Yes. At that time, people were also living. People were living in the islands. People were forced from the islands to the mainland. Now, to make it a bit like more understandable, from lowlands to hills, from valley to one mountain or the other. So people became conscious of that, it's like this side is a side that flow of water. Are you getting what I mean by flood? Easily buries, like can easily, bury. Do you understand what I'm saying? Thank you. So they discovered that there are places that can be even fine, both climate-wise, what I mean by climate is types of ambience, environment, as like places that are beside rivers, you know what I mean? Or that places where it has some small rivers, like the island in Lagos. The island, there's a reason that it's called island. And that kind of a place. Now, if you're being more precise, for instance, the island in Lagos, that island, for instance, in Lagos happened to be one of the first places that were buried with water. You are surprised. If you dig borehole, there are places that if you are looking for water, you have to go far. Am I correct? In other words, you pay so much money. While also there are places you want to look for, it's the same earth. You don't have to go far. So also the money will be cheaper. At least that will help you now. It's the same earth. It's the same earth that we are still in. So my point is that just few days after it was happening, people that were chased inside their houses, inside where they are living, as in, first of all, like their activities, their businesses, and so were disrupted. That was one. Then after some days, as the rain was constant, then it became floody. And then that's another aspect of it. Then the people start, if you are not yet affected, you'll be hearing about the people that had already been affected. And how people were being, oh God of mercy. People were running from lowlands to hills, from valley to one mountain or another, from islands to mainlands. Mainlands there simply means where is not exactly the kind of, just like island of Patmos is actually an island in Greece. It's not just a place, it's an island. It's like water either surrounding the place, or it's a city that is seriously riverine, So my point is this. That was the second phase. While the third phase was now when neighboring villages gathered in their numbers, asking and praying around the ark and asking for mercy and to be let in. Did you know it happened? My dear, the story of the ark is not a cartoon story. It truly happened. The ark of Noah was not lifted immediately by the waters. It rained until it got lifted by the waters. So it still was beside the river until a time. And there are neighboring houses. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? Who this person too has been preaching to. The people that were hearing his messages. Do you understand? So at a certain point, they were all ready. They were then ready to enter. Where they called a certain time, a place that anybody that is entering is, the person wants to go and be destroyed by one wild animal or the other. Don't forget that animals also entered into the ark of Noah. I jumped those sides. So when that happened, does not mean there's nobody at all that knew or saw it. It was just the animals and Noah and his family. I said that the very site became even a tourist attraction. Don't forget I've said it before now. When Noah has coupled the very ark to 80 something or 90%, it was something else now. Do you understand? When you hear about, is it Tom Cruise, they call him Mission Impossible. If you talk about mission impossible, you talk about the Ark of Noah. It was looking impossible. Well, like I was saying, the main thing I want to talk to you about was actually the very first stage. That's what I want to handle today. That first stage I spoke about, which is what? Which is that he chased the people into their houses for a seat at home. For a seat at home. Now, the message has started. This is the time for the salvation of the heads of salvation. This is the time.